the South.
Welcome to MCs and MVPs.
Oh, you started to you did that. Well, I'm talking about the South.
I mean, you kept saying it's the South.
Oh, well, ain't much to talk about.
The T.I. thought.
Yeah, we know T.I. wasn't snitching. well, that's no about time. He didn't even admit it that he been snitching on folks. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But anyway, Mr. King of the South. Anyway,
To him.
well, this was saying Mr. King of the South. We're going to say finger quotes, King of the South.
I wouldn't even put it in quotes.
Finger quote, air quotes.
You lost that beef with Ludacris, just so you know.
He lost the beef with freaking, what did he have a beef with, homeboy for Houston, Lip Flip?
I don't doubt it. T.I. was in the weirdest beefs at the weirdest times.
And he about the most mentioned guy. And he got goons. He said he got goons and all that stuff. Probably with Lord.
He was good at Takers. So. Takers was a good movie.
He was good at ATL too. You know, but we talking about the AFC South. Before we get started, JT ain't here once again. Still on vacation. Hopefully we get him back next week in time to talk about the NFC South. I still haven't posted the last video. I'm sorry. Yeah, but I'll definitely get on it today or tomorrow. We'll definitely put it in those. But go check out our other videos on our website, on our YouTube channel, MC and UPs. With that being said, it's the South, the AFC South. And we're going to be starting this thing off with the Houston Texans. Now, recently, the Houston Texans had a pretty solid draft according to most draft experts. But if you really want to check out some stuff, some interesting stuff, the guy we look at is Rico Knows. So be sure to check out Rico at Rico Knows on TikTok and on YouTube. With that being said, the departures for the Houston Texans is they have a laundry list.
Mm-hmm.
Notably, is a few guys. I'm not about to name all these crazy people, but notably they got Kyle Allen who left, Rex Burkhead left, and Brandon Cooks got traded to Cowboys. O.J. Howard went to the Raiders. A.J. Cam, Justin Britt, Mario Edison, Jalen Reeves, Mabin, and what's the name? Simone Bowles' husband. Well, I ain't about to disrespect that man like that. Jonathan Owens, who got signed to I think he played for the Packers. Yeah, played for the Packers. When he made the team, I don't know. But he played safety for the Packers. So. But yeah, Simone Bowles. So with that being said, who did they acquire? Oh, they had a. Let me zoom that out. Out? Yeah, zoom out. I'll go to the side. They can zoom out. There you go. There we go. All right, so who they got? Notably, they got Case Keenum as the backup, which is solid, for especially since you drafted a young C.J. Stroud, teaching the process and how to study film. They also acquired Devin Singletary, Noah Brown, Robert Woods, good veteran, Dalton Schultz from your Cowboys.
Yep.
They re-signed Larry Tunsil, which is great. And they also got Greg Little, Shaq Mason, they got it from Tampa Bay, Scott Queensberry, Chase Winovich, Sheldon Rankins, Denzel Perryman, Shaquille Griffin, Jimmy Ward. Man, they've added some good solid pieces. Okay, cool.
Yeah, got rid of a lot. Hit a reset button and went filled the hole that they got rid of.
For real. Also, they got the guy back in Houston. The Texans, I won't say he's the leading tackle in the history of Texans. They got D'Amico Ryans as their head coach, who looked to be If he know anything, he know defense. He know how to coach defense. So I look for defense to be very, very good this year. So it's gonna be interesting season to watch them grow, especially with your quarterback of the future. You got you drafted C.J. Stroud out of Ohio State, so it's gonna be some growing pains.
I mean, they've just been having pains, so at least growing pains sounds like you're going in the right direction. Because I don't even think that they've been like paper champions in like the last year.
Nobody wants to go to Houston.
Like no one wants to go. They've had a bunch of bad press around them on just trying to what certain players did or didn't do, or what they were willing to do, willing to give up and whatnot. And they were just like, hey, well, we'll stand by them. And they're like, well, actually, no, let's get rid of them and figure it out. So they've had a lot of PR issues on top of just playing.
I just must say, let's be fair. They hired, they on their third head coach within 3 years.
Exactly.
They literally hired a black coach, fired him after a year. It ain't his fault that he inherited such a boo-boo team.
Yeah, he had trash to work with.
Like, for real. And then y'all just fire him after that. And then you hired another head coach, Levy Smith, after that, who's a black head coach. And then you know what? He's still working with boo-boo. And then you fired him after going. I'm like, God, look, y'all ain't giving these guys 2 to 3 years at all to work with nothing, to fix them, to get guys in, to work with them. They're not. Yeah, they don't care. They didn't care.
It's like, the NFL was never built on instant gratification. Like, it's not built that way.
Right,
like,
yeah.
It's for you to think that you can bring in a new head coach and just immediately your team is now a Super Bowl caliber team.
Or even a playoff team.
Or even a playoff team. Like, it's such a, like underdog movie story that they were, like, wanting to happen there. And it's the real world. Like, that's not good enough. Like, I'm not really even saying that none of those coaches couldn't do it. It's just that without the time to do it, without the people around them, without you standing by them and saying, hey, let me know what your vision is and let's try to figure out how that coincides with what we want to do as a team, you're never going to do it. Like, if you come up and your team was a run-based team forever and then randomly you're saying, hey, we're going to start throwing, and you're not going to give that time to flesh out, you're not going to get anything out of it.
Now, you got Pierce as their running back, who's a rookie last year, who's solid. Even though he didn't have much, he was the offense. Let's be realistic. He was the offense. So, man, I don't know. We're going to see, because this is such a weak division. I'm going to say weak as in there's going to be one team to come from this division to make the playoffs. You also, because you got the Colts, who's in a rebuilding stage. You also got Jacksonville, who actually got a competent head coach last year. Yeah. And we saw Trevor Lawrence take the next step. And then you also got Houston group. You got Tennessee. Tennessee their GM was stupid. Now, he's the one who decided to trade away AJ Brown. Which is like, I don't understand.
Nobody was prepared for that.
Nobody, draft night. Nobody, like last year, so he got cut, he got fired. So now you got Mike Bravel, and then you got this. So there's a lot of teams that's in a lot of process. And then we don't know what, we'll get to it, but we don't know what the hell Ryan Tannehill going to be after losing his confidence and going through therapy and stuff like that. So
ever had it.
So this division wide open. So to be competitive in this division, man, I think there's a possibility. Because I think coaching and developing players goes a long way. Mm-hmm. You might not start off as high, especially with such a young team, and a new head coach. So we're gonna see. I think they're a question mark. Based off everything I've seen, there's gonna be growing pains, especially when you got rookie quarterback. I don't know too many rookie quarterbacks that come in and light it up first year. Outside of my last quarterback, but he also had a veteran team around. So and this is a young team through and through. So
especially because there's a difference between coming in as a rookie and having a good year and actually just straight up lighting it up.
Right.
Because that's one of the things where it's like, that's what they would be hoping for you to just straight up light it up.
Right.
And it's like, and I don't see that for you. But at the same time, it wouldn't be fair for me to expect it.
Right.
And I'm not going to.
Well, on to the next one. We got the Indianapolis Colts, who is in a rebuilding stage because they on their third quarterback within 3 years and their second head coach. Because what's the name? The Panthers. The Panthers head coach is they fired right the former head coaches with the Panthers now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then they brought in Jeff Saturday and
all the people who were upset about them bringing Jeff Saturday and saying it's like, oh, we'll spit in the face to coaches, and I was like, that's a bold ass statement.
It was. It was because Jeff Saturday had no coach experience.
It was literally like came through and it's like, nah, they wanted a different perspective. They talked to him. They felt like he was a good fit.
Right.
And then immediately everybody was like, nah, this is the dumbest thing. I hate it. And it was like, you said the same thing about their last coach.
Right.
And I was like, so it don't matter. Like, if they felt like he can get the job done and he can bring in the culture that they wanted him to do, which was the main thing that they were saying, was that it was more of about a culture and an attitude on top of feeling like he understood the game. And it was like, some of you coaches bring in shitty attitudes. Some of you bring in attitudes where it's like, oh, I can't do no wrong. It's got to be all on the play.
Look no further than your division. And Joe Judge and the Giants.
We don't talk about it. No.
Joe Judge had these grown-ass men doing up down, and then they was boo-boo. Boo-boo. They stunk it up with Joe Judge with the head coach. I said, God, dog.
That's some shit I do, though. I'll make this up down the middle of the game.
Like, what the hell? You coaching grown man. But yeah, they seem to have the right coach. JT, Jonathan Taylor, is frustrated right now. So he's last time I checked, and he's rehabbing I think an ankle injury from last year. So he's frustrated. Him and Jim Irsay, the Colts owner, is at odds right now. He won a contract. Uncle Jim say, nah,
we good.
We good right now. But I'm gonna say this, from Pat McAfee and all the Colts former players, if you just play right and you're a good player and you're good to the organization and you're that, like, they will pay you. He's known to pay his players. Just like Jerry Jones, he's one of those guys like, hey, you continue to do your thing, I'm going to make sure you good. But JT, Jonathan Taylor, got a new agent, and they say his moves stink. And it sucks because you got this new head coach who's implementing this new system, and everybody seems to bought into this new system except your star player on offense. Also, you got a rookie quarterback too, who's gonna need your help.
Yeah.
So,
you can't be the only one who's not on board.
Right, exactly. So they just sent him away from the team to rehab outside of the coach facility twice now. And so it's like, okay, that's tough. But they say apparently it's nothing personal. This is all according to the Pat McAfee show.
And it's like, because part of it might straight up be like, hey, with him rehabbing and him not being at 100%, they might have noticed and looked at it as like, we don't even feel like you actually have a problem with what's going on. It's your inability to be part of it right now is so down for you.
No, they say it's the contract.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And I was like, part of it was like, we can't talk to you because you're not even physically fit to do anything. Yeah. So in your mind, everything's already negative for you.
Right.
So it's like, hey, well, move to the side. We still gonna talk to you about the contract,
right?
But move you away from the team so that you're not just a ball of negativity.
Right, yeah,
When
exactly.
you're looking at the team practice without you, and be like, nah, that sucked. That ain't gonna work. And it's like,
Well, I think they said, from what they said, he don't want to practice without the contract.
which a lot of players are like that.
Right, no, like, he want this astronomical number
Mm-hmm.
that no running back is going to get because the running back market is just not what that is. It's 10 million. Like, it's 10 million. Like, but if we reset, go back, what, about 10, 15 years ago, remember the running backs were the highest paid, one of the highest paid positions, if not the highest paid position, because that's what the NFL was, run the ball. You needed a good running back. Right now, it's the quarterback's turn. Quarterbacks, offensive tackles.
They want high scoring games.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, to me, 10 million, to any average person, 10 million is a good number.
Okay.
So, if you could get 3 years, 10 million, or 4 years, 10 million, that's fine. Because if you get 10 million per year, some people, or maybe they just say, you can get 8, we'll pay you 8 million plus incentives or whatever it is. But, you know, it's just a part of the position. And then nowadays you got these two back systems.
Yep.
It's gonna hurt.
Like,
But
oh, I want to get paid all this. All right, but we splitting reps with somebody else. So you gotta realize we not.
we'll still paying you because you're our top running back, but you ain't probably gonna get that 10 million annually. You probably get that and have to settle for 8 or 9. But even that,
As a running back, I think you should want. I think it's helpful to running back to have that 2-back system anyway.
your career lasts long, so much
Your
longer.
longevity, the whole. They not looking for you every single play because they gonna. People like to hit running backs. They like to hit quarterbacks. And it's like, so it's one of those things where it's like, hey, you get a breather. You ain't got to block every single time and run the ball and all the other stuff. It's like, it helps you in the long run.
Right, for real. And then it's like, after, you got to think about it, after your playing career, you won't be able to walk. Like, for real, running backs is the most hit position. If you could limit that number in some form of capacity, I think it helps. But also, apparently, they say that the offensive line has found their identity again. And all of a sudden, Quentin Nelson and company are good now. I'm like, because last year they stunk. And they're supposed to be one of the better offensive line in the league. Well, also, speaking of which, before we get any further in this, I've neglected to talk about the departures.
Or the signings, but you know. I said, or the signings.
Or the signings.
We just started talking.
Oh, we did? We just
talking.
talking.
We didn't do either.
Okay. Well, there's a guy on here that Jordan has some feelings about.
I really don't like them getting rid of him.
Yes, you do.
Because I feel like I should have kept him and kept him on the bench. That's the only way we can
Well,
ensure that he can't get on the field.
He was getting paid.
Oh, yeah, he was. I was completely joking. Get rid of him.
He was getting paid to be on the bench, like a lot of money.
A lot.
So, with that being said, Nick Foles and Matt Ryan
Both gone.
gone. Paris Campbell, I didn't even know he was in there, but pass off to him. He with the Giants. Wow. Okay. Unique Ngakwe. Yannick Ngakwe. There you go. Yannick Ngakwe gone. He Bobby Okiki for
Okoriki.
Okay. He's gone. Stephon Gilmore with your boys, the Cowboys. Rodney McLeod gone. Matt Hack gone. And Chase McLaurin gone. 2 different teams.
So a lot of these people, like you mentioned, like Cleon, but like a lot of these men got other teams right next to him.
Right.
Now who doesn't? Matt Ryan.
Because he's going to be in CBS. Been sitting next to Coach Boomer and James Brown. Yeah, James Brown.
And he might be good at that.
He might be. We'll see.
Might be terrible.
And Nate, my boy Nate. Let's see who they acquired. They got Gardner Minshew. Cool. They got Farrell Brown, Isaiah McKenzie. Samson, what's his name?
Sabuka.
Whatever. Yes, I just know him from the guy who punched broke Gino Smith job when that was in New York. And Gino was acting in time, accordingly to reports that was out. Anyway, EJ Speed, Matt Gay. So yeah, he getting paid. That kid getting paid. Matt Gay getting paid. Oh yeah, 22.5 million. Okay, Matt Gay.
We do it.
Okay, Matt Gay. Okay, cool. That's how we doing it, Matt Gay. Sounds good.
I can't be mad at you.
Me neither. Long as you make these kicks,
Well,
Mr. Cody. Long as you making these kicks.
$23 million kicker. I'm like that.
For real, 4 years too. Ooh wee. Well, man, but yeah.
That's all you doing is kicking.
For real, man.
Start making these things, you're gonna be out of here quick.
Man. But the defense, coastal defense, I haven't really been paying too much attention to them throughout the preseason, but you know, we'll see. The defense didn't look all that good last year.
I can't even call it sometime. Like, that was what I wanted to say to be nice and be like, yeah, they were sometimey, but I'm like, I can't give you that much credit. Like, it's.
With that being said, on to the Jaguars. All right. Guys who left, you got Darrell Henderson, Marvin Jones, Taylor. No, that's Jawan Taylor. There you go. Arden Key, Dewan Smoot, Corey Peters, Shaquille Griffin, Simon. They got CJ. How the hell did he keep getting a job? Like, how do some of these backup quarterbacks get a job? Can you look to some of these guys to the XFL, the USFL, and see some of these guys? You know, maybe they could do a decent job and back it up. But CJ Bradford, man,
I don't know.
I don't see how.
Bethard, I'm not really sure how to say
Bethard,
your last name.
probably Bethard.
Probably.
CJ Bethard. See how you do a job, man. Anyway, Dearness Johnson, I think he's solid back there. Running back, he's solid. Evan Ingram, Josh Wells, Roy Robinson Harris, Trey Herndon, and Andrew Wingard. Well, they did win the division last year. They got a competent head coach. What's his name? Is it Justin Lawrence? No, it's Trevor Lawrence. There, Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence actually looked like a competent quarterback last year because he actually got a great head coach, a Super Bowl winning head coach, and Doug Peterson. So it's good to finally see that the offense. Also, he get Travis ATM back. The offense should look good. Also, he getting Calvin Ridley back. So yeah, he fresh off of suspension from gambling. And then that one, don't get me started on that because that was like that was one of those snowball effects. Everybody started getting busted gambling.
I'm like, okay.
You got people. How the hell? They say, I'm looking at Pat McAfee show. And they was like, and my boy Pac-Man was like, how the hell do you get in trouble? When they say it often, they have boards when you walk into the building saying, do not bet. Like, on teams, like, I was like, how? Like, he's like, and then not only do you bet on teams, some of these idiots, because they are idiots,
yeah,
they bet on their team. Yep. Now, there's a couple of guys because you can't bet in the facility.
Yeah.
You can bet away from the facility. I think from what I understand is, this is how it is. You can't bet while you like if you're an away team and you go to a casino, you can't bet. You can't bet on nothing. Why? Because you're away team. Even though you're away from the hotel, because I guess because all that's considered, even if you're on away, you're like a part of the team in a sense.
Yeah.
But if you're the home team and you away from the facility and you choose to go to a casino and you bet on baseball, you're getting cleared. They were talking about it and it was just ridiculous. They got to clear up the language because you can bet away outside of the facility and away from the team, but if you're away team in town to play another team, you cannot bet. Period. And just in general, if you're away from, as long as you're out of the facility or away from the team, you can bet. You can't bet on any NFL games, but any other sport.
Oh, okay. So I thought it was all they were getting in trouble for betting on NFL.
No,
I didn't realize they were getting in trouble for betting on other.
Yeah, because you cannot bet. Period. While you in the facility.
Huh.
Because some of these guys, like I know, the receiver Jameis Williams, who is Detroit Lion, he was betting on. I think him and a couple people was betting on college football in the facility.
Yeah, that's a weird thing.
So
it was like, that's one of the things that definitely we'd have to like if something happened and I was like getting like drafted. That's something that I would have to have a person sit down and be like, no, fully explain that to me because first off, I don't gamble anyway. But if you got the money and it's not gonna hurt you, maybe you'll start gambling.
Right.
But it was like, nah, explain fully for me. And it was like. I can't go back home and see my niece's soccer team playing and hear a guy talking shit and I think $5 my team win. And it's like, you in trouble. And I was like,
no, because all the betting app, you got to put in your information and they track your location. So
that's why I was like, I understand how you got caught.
Right.
And it was like, but hearing it, and it was like, because at first I was with it, I was like, if you telling me you can't bet on the NFL, you play in the NFL. You can't bet on it. I get that. And I was like, but hearing that, it's like, oh, you can't even bet on you can't even bet on hockey out here right now.
Well, you can, but you just got to be away from the facility. A lot of these guys did this stuff. A lot of these young guys did it because, there's rivalry. If LSU and Bama playing, you come from Bama, you come from LSU, maybe we make a wager. And I might bet for Bama to win.
Okay, so you're saying they can't do, like, personal betting with each other.
Well, I'm pretty sure they do that, but like that's cash. They don't track that. But I'm talking about like if I'm just saying I'm on that like okay, it's rivalry LSU versus Bama. I'm an LSU love. I'm gonna bet LSU to win. Put like $1,000 on LSU to win. I can't do that while I'm in the facility. In the locker room. I go leave the facility, go to the crib. I'm away from the facility. I can't do it while I'm on the road, though, traveling with the team as well. So that's how it was explained to me, at least.
Basically, you can't gamble while at work.
Right, pretty much. Exactly.
Okay. That, if they put it like that, I get it. But like, fine, you can't gamble at work.
And there's no betting on the NFL, period, regardless if you're at home or at work.
That's why like, at first I was like, I don't understand why the language is confused. Don't bet on the NFL. You play for the NFL.
That's why
you get in trouble for that. That's all on you.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way.
And that's a lot of people who got in trouble for betting on NFL games.
It's like, I don't care who's playing. And it's like, oh.
And there's just people who got in trouble for betting while in the facility. Those are the people you got that has a 6-game suspension.
Oh.
Instead of the year-long suspension.
Okay. I get that. Because it's just straight up like one of those, like, nah, you can't gamble while you have a normal job.
Right.
Like, if your boss finds you playing online poker while you at Walmart working, you're supposed to be on the fucking
clock.
On the clock, you're going to get in trouble. Right. Like, that's just a policy thing. So I was like, that part, that makes sense now. And I was like, because at first I was like, wait, I can't. Because in my mind, at first I was like, if you on your phone, you ain't doing nothing, you're on a break, but you put in a bet, you getting in trouble. And I was like, I mean, I guess y'all ain't got hours or anything like that. So I guess they're just like, hey, you can't do it here. And you can't do it while you are literally on the team's side.
Right.
So I get that.
So, but yeah, so you got people You had people from the Colts, you had people from freaking, Jaguar, where you get, you have people sprinkled from everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, but Calvin really come back. He looks really, really good. Just like how he was in Atlanta. He was very good in Atlanta. Man, I'm excited for Jacksonville. I ain't got nothing really bad to say. I mean, I hope they just continue to pick up where they left off at. I'm pretty sure that's what we're talking about, right, Jacksonville?
Yeah, we were finishing up after this.
Yeah, their defense, hopefully their defense continue to improve, to get better. We'll see. We will see. What about you, Gucci?
Yeah, the offense was rolling. At the end of the year, the offense is rolling. So I was like, your defense, I feel like it could have helped your offense a little more, but your offense was definitely picking up the greater bulk of your game.
Well, hell, Trevor Lawrence threw 5 interceptions his first game in the playoffs, and then still won.
And that's what I was about to get into. I was like, your offense was picking up the bulk end of the load, and then it started looking kind of bleak there. And we were like, hey, what's going on?
When they missed the Chargers?
I think it was.
God, boy, the Chargers, boy.
And that was my thing. I was like, because that happened, and then the Chargers were up, and then the Chargers fucked that game. I don't know if I can even give it to Trevor, because the Chargers shit the bed so bad. Like, everybody shit the bed in that game. Like, your defense did, your offense did, your coaching staff did. All around, everybody takes blame. You all shit the bed in that game. Like, props to the Jaguars for capitalizing on what they did, but that was more of a Chargers loss than a Jaguars loss.
Right.
And so I was like, I don't really give him he came back, and I was like, no,
they threw 5 interceptions within the first half.
That wasn't a comeback. That was the Chargers was like, no, we're not playing a game. Like
we're gonna take the second half off.
Literally, they were away from the controller. Like straight up away from the controller.
Oh man. So what? I mean, man. So it's gonna be interesting. They won the division, so we'll see if they can repeat. And then this team, we're about to talk about now. I don't think they're gonna be all that good this year.
Quite a list of departures.
I really don't think that they're gonna be that good this year. They lost a lot. Their quarterback still suck. The quarterback they drafted still suck. They didn't want to develop the fast young rookie quarterback they drafted in third round. Malik Willis, so they want to develop him. They decided to draft another quarterback in the second round. And his old inaccurate old sometime tell. We'll see how he be. Anywho, with that being said, the Punches, they got a long list. A lot of people who's left.
I'm gonna say every name of this, just so you can get the feel for how long this list departed.
You go ahead.
Joshua Dobbs, Dontrell Hillard, Chris Conley, Cody Hollister, Robert Woods, Austin Hooper, Jeff Swain, LaRaven Clark, Taylor Lewane, Dennis Daly, Nate Davis, Ben Jones, Bud Dupree, DeMarcus Walker, Mario Edwards Jr., Kevin Strong, Dylan Cole, Zach Cunningham, David Long, Terrell Basham, Lonnie Johnson Jr., Greg Maben, Terrence Mitchell, Andrew Adams, Joshua Kalu, and Randy Bullock. That's a long ass list. I think that's the longest list on there.
So, like, by far, I think that is the longest.
Because a lot of times when we do this, like, there'll be like a pause where somebody might say something about a name, but we'll be like, they went to the Steelers, or they went blah, 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 or that's a good dude, that's a bad dude. That was just me reading these names. And I felt like I was at a high school graduation. Like,
they lost a lot, folks. We gonna see what the Tennessee Titans. Like I said, it's gonna come down to quarterback play. Maybe Ryan Tannehill have some type of research. I don't believe in Ryan Tannehill. Y'all know I'm on this show talking about how suck Ryan Tannehill is. I think he's trash. He boo boo. He dog poo poo. He the gum you step in the parking lot when you just got new shoes. That's him. I'm just saying. I'm not. I've never been sold on him, even when he was in Miami. Not sold on him now. And now I look at a lot of football. Now I'm just saying, football Sundays is a real thing in my house, like straight up. And even if I don't catch the game, when they show replays, I'm recording and I'm looking at it. Now this year will be a little bit different. I'm gonna have to catch the second half of the NFL ticket this year. The second half when they get like the 50% discount, so I can be like, okay, look at the white light. Can we $150? She said, yeah, cool. I'm looking at everything. But right now, $300 is woo. I got a weight bench to get. I got some weights to get. I got to get back in shape. Get ready for my homie that's coming, that is due in November. And he going to need a lot of attention. Anyway, I'm talking about baby, just a lot of babies. But anyway,
just a homie coming through.
Yeah, my baby's due in, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so people they acquired Chris Moore, Nick Westbrook. I'm just gonna, I ain't even gonna say last night. The rest of Nick Westbrook, Andre Dillard, Arden Key, okay.
Aziz Al-Shahid.
There you go.
Sha'ar.
Ben Neiman, Sean Murphy Bunny, Morgan Cox. Morgan Cox. And that's the gist of this. I mean, they ain't really signed too much. They signed Corey Irwin and Daniel Bernstein. They'll be the only name that I can say. But anyway, they didn't add much. The draft didn't look too good. We'll see how these draft picks pan out. Like I said, what's the quarterback they drafted from Kentucky with the big arm? Finkel. We're gonna say I like to do Finkel.
I hear big arm for quarterbacks way too much when drafting.
Yeah, I know, man.
So often, they got a big arm.
When he is so inaccurate. If you go back and listen, they say, "Oh, he was hurt," and all this other stuff, and I said, "Dude is just inaccurate. Like he wasn't that good. They're like, that's like for real, he just was not that good. Even if you look at the preseason, the game during preseason, he wasn't that good. What's his face? Anyway, I'm not expecting Tennessee to do much. Then again, they do got Derrick Henry. Well, they lost a lot of offensive linemen. So we'll see. I don't have much to say. I know the head coach. What is his name? Mike Vrabel is a good head coach. So Will Levis, there you go. Will Levis, old trash, stinking booty booty. And Ryan Tannehill, trash, stinking booty booty booty. I tell you the truth. Hopefully Malik Willis can step up, and they say he looks so much better compared to his rookie year, but usually that's what happens.
Yeah, don't move up from your rookie year.
Yeah.
You either had a really dominant rookie year, or you're just bad.
So I mean, usually they say he's been looking good throughout the preseason. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully, a transition into something special. Because Ryan Tannehill, garbage, just straight garbage. Like he ain't that guy. And I just think if Willis develops into the quarterback that they need him to be, him and Derrick Henry plus that offensive line, it's dangerous. Because Malik Willis got a cannon. And he is fast and shifty and he can move. Though he only like 6 foot tall. But, height never stopped the quarterback in this league so far. After you move past got over the short quarterbacks.
Especially because they got rid of, you mentioned their O-line. I'm like, they got rid of 5 O-line.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll see. And a couple of those are starters. Taylor Warren was started. Nate Davis was, and Ben Johnson was started. So
it's not like they were lining up people didn't want. Like Laredo went to your Steelers.
Yeah.
And Dennis Daly went to the Cardinals.
And LeWan is the only free agent. 'Cause I think Ben Johnson signed with somebody too. And I know he was rehabbing something. Anywho, but I don't know. I think this is a 2-team race. Honestly, if I'm being realistic, I don't expect much out of the Colts nor Houston this year. But somehow, if Tennessee could be competitive and put it together, hats off to them. But they need to find a quarterback because their quarterbacks are not all that good at this point. And then freaking, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what Jacksonville do because to me they're the better team. They're the best team in this division, by far. And so with them winning the division last year, I know Ryan Tannehill went down for the Tennessee Titans, and I think that affected them a lot last year. So we'll see. Ryan Tannehill is supposed to be healthy. He's supposed to be better this year.
Which, I don't know, being better than Ryan Tannehill is not that big of a bar. But, because based off literally just what we've talked about, like, Jacksonville's the only team that we've talked about and had, like, a full, good outlook on.
Right.
So, with everybody else, it's still unproven talent, figuring out who you're going to put where, figuring out whether or not your offense and your defense is going to be good or whether you're just going to have an okay offense, an okay defense, or something like that. So these other teams aren't complete. Like Tennessee, like we just said, they got rid of 5 O linemen. It's like, all right, who'd you replace them with? On your when we talked about who they gained, there are 3 O linemen there. There's a guard, there's a tackle, there's a center. You got rid of 2 guards, 2 tackles, and a center. So it's one of those things where it's like, okay, are you getting rid of the baggage, or are you just getting rid of cap space?
Right.
So it's one of those things.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
So it's so unproven in the division.
So I think with that being said, there's Coach Braves is honestly. Well, outside of Doug Peterson, who actually won the Super Bowl, Doug Peterson is the best coach in the division. Because you got 2 rookie.
By far.
Yeah, by far. Because you got 2 rookie head coaching, D'Amico Ryan for Tennessee, not for Houston, and then I forgot his name, the guy that's in Indianapolis. Those are 2 rookie head coaches, and then Braves. He's been winning the division. But his defense, like, we don't know what you had on defense.
Yeah.
So, and their defense usually carried the team. Tannehill, the defense in the run game. So, we'll see. And, as much as I want to jump on the back of Derrick Henry, because we haven't even mentioned it. First time we mentioned his name. The running back can only take you so much, so far.
And Derrick Henry is real good.
Like, phenomenal.
Real good.
I ain't got nothing. He needs a quarterback. Ryan Tannehill is a quarterback, but he's good. He's good at play action. But at some point, you can't run play action the whole doggone game.
You can't allow people to load the box the entire game and have no fear of your quarterback. And no fear of your receivers because your quarterback can give it to them. Like,
they did sign D-Hop, which they don't got on him. So they did sign D-Hop.
Which is huge boost
to
your receiving core.
To your receiving core. We'll see what Trey Burke does this year in his second year too as well. So, I mean, they got hope, but it's all gonna come down to their quarterback situation. And like I said, I don't care if nobody say y'all. Yeah, I'm pretty sure people in Tennessee think the same way. Some people in Tennessee, they're not sold on Ryan Tannehill. Yeah. Like, I think coaching is a huge part of Tennessee.
Because the same thing I said when we first started talking about the Falcons last year when we were talking about them, and I first started shitting on Matt Ryan. And you and JT both were like, I don't think he's that bad. And I'm like, you go to Atlanta and talk to them about Matt Ryan, and you say that. All right, you go there, you talk to them, actually talk to them about their team, and ask them if they wouldn't prefer someone other than Matt Ryan. Like you're gonna get a whole lot different of a response when you're not just looking at paper and going, "Oh no, he's actually all right, right?" A couple of years ago, he did blah blah blah, and it's like, yeah, and since never done shit. And that's what I feel like you're talking about with Tannehill, and it's just like you were sometimey when you were good,
Yeah.
like, and now you're just sometime.
So, but I think they're gonna man this. Like I said, I think they're gonna have a good defense. I ain't gonna say great or even amazing. I think they're gonna have a solid defense because who Mike Vrabel is. Because coaching is important. You have to have guys coach that could develop players, and you have to bring in key guys and have to sustain key guys. In your system. So, anyway, I ain't gonna drag this on too much longer. That's it. That's all I got. I'm pretty sure. I think Jacksonville's gonna repeat. It's a 2-team race at this point. Now, can the Indianapolis Colts surprise us, and can Houston Texans surprise us? Heck yeah! It's the South. This is what the NFC East was a couple of years ago. Nobody knew who was gonna win the doggone division. Every year the division was up for grabs. Dallas will win it one year. The Washington team will win the next year, and maybe the Eagles will win here and there. Like you never knew who was gonna win the doggone division. So I think it's very similar, but the better team is Jacksonville.
Yeah, currently from what preseason is currently shown, and from what paper is currently shown, Jacksonville outshines the rest of the team. Now, whether they'll keep that up, whether they'll shit the bed themselves, that's up for grabs. Yeah. But so far, they have what they need.
All right, till next time, we got the NFC South. Man, hopefully JT will be here with us, and me and JT probably gonna be talking about some crazy ass anime stuff. He's been trying to put together anime Justice League for the last 2 weeks, so we might do a video about that. I know this has nothing to do with NFL
at all,
but I just had to get it out on video to say that I said it.
We're gonna figure it out.
We're gonna figure it out.
Watch my anime Justice League teams murder theirs.
Well, whatever. Anyway, till next time, pieces.